Hey everybody, it is Wintermute here to do the first turn for the Commonwealth for Crimson Tide. Okay, so I want to do a quick preamble here about some of... right now I'm going to split the Commonwealth and France into two separate videos, and I'm going to logistically see how that works. And if maybe it'll just... I think it will run a little smoother, a little easier for me. But when France becomes Free France, or presumably becomes Free France, maybe I'll work them together just for simplicity's sake, because Free France is a little more simple, but I'm not sure yet. This whole thing is going to be a bit of there's going to be a bit of a learning process here. I've tried to anticipate some of the logistics and, and kind of set up a system so that I can remember and execute some of this stuff fairly quickly and efficiently. But, by the end of it, I'm sure what I'm doing is going to look different than what I'm doing now. But I'll try to explain anything that I do that may seem a little odd or particular. One thing, like some of you have seen, I've got my build sheets or charts set up for each nation. So these are my British builds for this turn. This is the stuff, this is already here. Roundels, that's the money they have. Here's the specialty units that they can build. I generally keep right here, especially because we're playing with an expansion. So that's why these are kind of set up the way they are. So to start the actual turn off, it'll be pretty straightforward. And what I did is for myself is I made a kind of reference sheet here to kind of keep track of things. So starting IPP levels, starting IPP in hand, rearmament rolls, tech rolls. I just circle the ones that I'm going to go for. And then these are the purchases. Now, obviously, they're a little color-coded. So this is the United Kingdom proper. Great Britain, United Kingdom, I use those terms interchangeably. This would be the FEC, this is Anzac, and then this is Canada for their builds, the cost, and where it's going to be placed. Now, right now, we're not at war, so where I'm going to place it is already thought out. I've already got that written in. Otherwise, on future turns, I may not have this filled in, and I'll kind of fill it in before I do my, I'll execute my turn. Then I'll probably take a break in the video and then come back with all this filled in and put them out there just so I have that all squared away in my mind. And then just some notes, recruitment roles that I need to remember. And then just here to remind myself how many IPPs I'm collecting for each nation and then what my grand total should be for each at the end of the turn. And again, I like going back over this stuff audibly so everybody knows how much money I have without having to kind of send me a private message. So, but in this case, just to start off, we are at the start of turn. Most of this is just German stuff. Production phase, peacetime income doesn't happen. I'm not doing any diplomacy rolls. Tech rolls. So in this case, we're going to go for long-range aircraft and wartime economy. So long-range aircraft is a 2. That fails. Wartime economy is an 11. That succeeds. And I will generally like to adjust my stats as I go. So wartime economy. There, that seems to be a popular one. It's going to be a popular one this war. And then as far as builds go, so in this case, and we can look over here, I have so I will, if it's an infantry upgrade, I will lay him down on his side like that. But these guys are from a previous turn, so they're already there just waiting to place. I'm building 2 AA guns and I'm upgrading an infantry for Great Britain / the United Kingdom. Canada is not building anything. The FEC is going to be starting a fortification in Calcutta. So we're going to just put that token out there now just to cover that. And then Anzac is not building anything either. So they're just going to kind of keep collecting money. So that's the first part of the turn. Now we're going to go into the actual movement phase. Now, what I do have for that is I've got, again, I will generally plan all this stuff out before I start my video. And then once things get a little more complex, there'll probably be a break between the combat moves. There'll be the combat moves, then the combat, and then a break, and then the actual non-combat moves. Because non-combat moves can change drastically depending on how combat goes itself. So that's probably how I'm going to break it up. So I'm also going to audibly call out all the movements I do. So in theory, somebody doesn't even need to watch this video. They can just listen to it and know what is moving where and how. But I will also try to kind of go by the sheet, the notes that I've made for myself here. So we're going to have a coastal sub from Sea Zone 88 to 86. It's 88. He's going to move 2 to 86. We're going to have a light carrier with the fighter go from Sea Zone 88 to 83, which is over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Both starting at a major port, so that becomes doable. Sea Zone 21, we're going to have a transport strategically move from Sea Zone 21 to 25. So that is up here off Canada. 21 to 25 here in the channel. Sea Zone 21 to Sea Zone 48 is going to be a corvette. 1, 2, 3, 48. Sea Zone 45 to Sea Zone 80 is going to be a submarine. And that's Sea Zone 45. 1, 2, to Sea Zone 80. And I don't particularly like moving the camera with me as I go. That's kind of difficult. But at the same time, because the Commonwealth is spread out over the whole map, I kind of have to do it because it will only zoom back so far. And maybe I'll zoom it back. Oh, I know that's as far as I can zoom it, unfortunately, in this mode. So we're just going to have, this is the best I can do as far as that goes. 45 to 80. Okay, 81 to 79 is a light carrier with the tactical bomber. So 81 to 79. 46, Sea Zone 146 to Sea Zone 95 is going to be this transport. And he's going to strategically move all the way up there to Line Island. Let's see, Sea Zone 87 to Sea Zone 124. So Sea Zone 87. And that was going to be a transport and a destroyer. 87 to 124. So that'll join that guy there. And then 84 to 116. 1, 2, 3. 116 here off South Africa. Sea Zone 87 to 83. 87 to 83. Is going to be the destroyer and the battleship. 2, 3. Sea Zone 11 to Sea Zone 25. Everything is going. And that's why we have this, because of the big map. And then I'll kind of clean that stuff up a little bit later. And then Sea Zone 10 to Sea Zone 79 is going to be Sea Zone 10 up here, this destroyer, to 79 down here. 2, 3, 4. Just double checking my counts. And then Sea Zone 24 is going to strategically move to 108. So Sea Zone 24, where did I? Oh, there he is. He's going to strategically move down here to 108. Get that out of the way. Then we have our actual ground movement. So North England, from North England into London, we're going to move that medium bomber. I bought myself a stepping stool to help with some of these moves. You know what? We're going to wait. We're just going to wait. But the medium bomber in North England is going to move down into London. It's difficult to do with this with the phone in my hand. Let's see. Then the Queen's Own from Ottawa in Canada here is actually going to rail all the way over here to British Columbia. And then this guy here, this is the Patricias, are going to move into British Columbia as well. And then Haryana is going to move an infantry to southern India. And then Burma is going to move this infantry into Bengal. Okay, and that is it for my non-combat movements. I don't have any combat movements this turn. So nothing there to worry about. So now There's no combats, no combat moves, nothing like that here on the sheet. Now place units phase. Most of this stuff just isn't going to apply to me at this point. So we're basically at place new units and upgrades, and then I'm going to collect my money for each nation. So, like I said, I've already made notes on where exactly a lot of this stuff is going to be going. So I'm going to be putting an AA artillery in South Africa, an AA artillery in London. I'm going to upgrade the infantry in British Somaliland, or the militia in British Somaliland, to an infantry. And then I'm going to put the destroyer in C-Zone 24, up here off, I believe that's Liverpool. And then this submarine is, oh, yep. Yep, that's also going to end up off that same location. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, I needed to put him here in the channel because that's a minor port. And yeah, yep, that's right. I had changed something because I had made a mistake on something, but I addressed it, but I forgot about it, and I just remembered. So that guy can go in there. And then the only other thing that would be placed is the fortifications that is being built in Calcutta. I've got a building marker out there already, so that's taken care of. And then just to keep track of what I should collect at the end of the turn, I made this for myself. So here's unspent. Here's what your base income would be. Here's what your ending IPP level should be. Wartime bonus economy, I'll just write it in here as I roll it. Or in the case of the UK or Commonwealth, distribute it. Or I'm sorry, wartime bonus economy, and then wartime bonus income would just get written in here. And then this would be the total of what I would collect, or what I should have on hand. Not just collect, but have on hand, because I'm deliberately putting in the amount that I had left over. So I should have a total of 6 for the Anzac, 4 for Canada, 5 for the FEC, and 11 on hand for the British, or the United Kingdom. So that's it for the United Kingdom turn. I believe I got everything. If I missed something, obviously or you got any questions about something, go ahead and leave a quick message below, and I'll address it and get it updated as quickly as I can. And I'm going to go ahead and end this here, and then I'm going to start the French video in just a few minutes.